Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be talking about jobs, tech, and AI. As you know, AI has been everyone's radar, and in fact, I do think it's going to be replacing a lot of jobs. That's sort of why we're talking about this today, because I want you to be prepared, not scared. As our new saying, prepared, not scared. So let's look at the headlines. Talk about rethinks the drive-through with app-based vertical food tube. And you can see here, they have like an order lane for regular, and then they have like a mobile pickup, right? You can do it on your phone. What's interesting about it is that they're incorporating these sort of drive-through tubes that you guys see here. So your food comes in like a platform kind of thing and goes through this like a air suction cup tube sort of thing. And if you guys are old enough to remember, the banks used to do this all the time. So you used to put like your deposits and stuff like that, and they would put cash in these things. This was a long time ago. I don't know if they still have these today, and if your neighborhood neck of the woods, the banks are still doing these sort of like money tube things, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But this is sort of where we're going again. And also, too, the Wendy's CEO, right, the fast food place, he was out touting that they got a partnership with Google, and they're going to be doing AI ordering, which wasn't, isn't that too hard to see? You guys know we talk to, Siri, Alexa, or your Hey Google, or whatever, your personal app is, right? You can talk to computers these days. And essentially what they're going to be doing is, it's funny that they're saying even AI, you won't know it's AI taking your order because you can use, realistic voices. And the other cool thing about AI in terms from a company standpoint is that it can upsell really well. And if you don't know what that means, is basically you go to your favorite fast food place and you just want to get a burger / burrito. And they always ask the question, would you like to make that a meal? Meaning like we'll throw in, a side dish and essentially a drink and, charge you more money, upselling you. Or would you like to supersize that, right? You're going to get a bigger fries, bigger drink, etc. And I think AI will actually be really good at that. And also, too, the Wendy's CEO was saying, people want efficiency. They want something fast. They want your order to be precise. And all these things sort of are advantageous with AI. It can just easily work. So I think those type of jobs are going to be gone in the future. I just don't see any reason why we would need people. I'm not being, mean or anything. It's just the reality. I'm also telling you as well, I live in Busan, as you guys know. And most of the restaurants we go to these days actually have kiosk ordering. They either have basically an iPad kind of thing at your table, or just at the front of the restaurant, you'll order and then go sit down. That's just sort of the way that things are going. The interesting thing too, as well, is eventually we're going to be going to AI food prep, right? So like the robots will, like at Chipotle, they can do the tortilla. And it'll be any number of things. We'll be able to do that. I still think we're going to probably need humans to maintain the robot / AI. But a lot of these sort of repetitive tasks, you can certainly get a robot to do it. Now, I started with the fast food example because it's not just these kind of jobs. I think accountants is going to be another sort of thing. We talked about this in a separate video to where basically your sort of back office sort of jobs, right? The ones that don't have client facing or going to make the, people to people kind of deals can be replaced by computers essentially. One of the things that is a problem right now, and this is something I'm sharing with you, as you can see the headlines, a shortage of accountants is pushing the industry to reboot its image to win over young talent, right? You have to sell them. There's a couple tricky things going on here. One is that people don't want to do repetitive things, which is natural, right? It's human. It's boring to be on basically the assembly line or something like that, and you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Yes, you get a paycheck. 100% you do. And yes, your job becomes predictable. And yes, you can learn set skills to do these sort of things, but I just think they're all going to be going AI. The accountant people are having a hard time attracting them. And in fact, I'll read you guys some numbers. So this is the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. And they're saying here, fewer people are graduating with accounting degrees, meaning less people want to do it. And the number of people taking and passing the certified public accounting exam is also dropping. So less people want to do it. Less people are taking the test. Also, too, they're having trouble holding on to people, right? Meanwhile, 2022 Deloitte poll found that 82% of hiring managers for accounting and financial positions at public companies and 69% of private companies said talent retention is a challenge. So there's a couple things, right? So one is we know some of these jobs are going to be replaced. Two, it's hard to get people to go into these sort of things. One of the things that people want, and I'm just sharing with you, is they want some fulfillment at their job. And going through the pandemic, a lot of people sort of went to a career reevaluation. Now, the other thing too, which is really interesting with this, is was an article. It says shortage of young accountants leads to BDO USA to double offshore workforce. is that if you can't get young Americans to do these kind of jobs, they're just going to ship more jobs overseas, essentially. And one of the things that to try to attract, say, young Americans to do, let's use the example of accounting, is to say, hey, you can work from home. But do you guys understand the cycle that's going on here is that the more jobs that you make where someone can work from home, why would you pay essentially an overpaid American when you could just find someone cheaper in another country? That's just the reality. For these sort of jobs, it's the people are easily replaced. So I'm pointing this out to you, and again, it's not to scare you; it's to prepare you. Say some of these fast food jobs that are repetitive will be replaced, and I think a lot of these sort of accounting is one example, and there may be other examples out there. And this is sort of why we have the community, which I always ask you guys, hey, in your industry, what would be some sort of back office jobs that are repetitive that could be replaced by an AI or easily shipped overseas? Do you think that we'll see trends with sort of declining Americans doing these things? So I pose this question to you, of accounting being one. I think it's an interesting one. Also, too, for example, when I tell you guys, don't be scared, be prepared. Look to where there are opportunities. So here's an example. It's an interesting one. You can read the headlines. Amazon overhauls delivery network to dispatch packages faster, more cheaply. I think these kind of things, yes, I think, AI and / computers will be part of, optimizing deliveries and supply chains with Amazon. But I still think there'll be a need for humans in order to sort of have new and creative ways to do that. So, be it drone technology, be it maybe we're going to develop, new types of vehicles and charging stations, like all of these kind of things. And also, too, you have to navigate the landscape of where to put said buildings and things like so. The AI and sort of the robots can sort of figure out where your bottlenecks are, these kind of things. But ultimately, I think humans need to come in and do the creative problem solving. And this is sort of where I'm put this video out for you guys, because I think robots will replace the repetitive tasks, the boring tasks, but we still need humans for the relationship kind of tasks and the creative tasks. That's why I mentioned that something like this, you have to think about, okay, where are the opportunities for you? One of the things that I also stress on this channel as well is that if you always want to make sure that you're going to have a good future and people want to use your services, make sure that you are able to solve people's problems and offer value in that. I'll give you another example. So we talked about this one just yesterday. Apple's come out with their new headset, right? So I think this is something that's going to be coming. I don't know like how soon we're all going to be wearing these augmented reality glasses. Like, right, for example, Apple's glasses are going to be like $3,000. I think it's too much. So at this moment in time, not that many people are going to be using, but eventually, right, they're going to be affordable the same way that smartphones became more affordable. Although, true story, many of these things are over $1,000 these days, which are kind of ridiculous. But we don't all need 10 cameras on our phone, etc. But the point being is that you need to, if you want to be successful, see sort of where the trends are going, where the opportunities are, and always be training yourself in skills that are going to be applicable to the future. So I think anything to do with the AI, I think this reality, sort of mixed reality technology is going to be big. I'm not so big on, say, metaverse kind of stuff, but I do think mixed reality stuff will be a thing. I'll give you a simple example. So say you're walking down the street, you're driving your car, and you've kind of figured out a way to have a heads-up display that gives you directions while doing said things, right, going somewhere. It's pretty useful. Or you're in the grocery store and you can quickly scan a product with your phone / glasses, and it can tell you, product reviews on said things. I think that'll be pretty useful. So those kind of stuff will be fun, let alone, I'm sure there's going to be games out there where we're going to all be playing Pokemon Go and that kind of thing. I actually made a video about this recently. This is the WGA strike. This is 11 days ago already. And I understand not that many people watch it, but I do think it's an important video, especially for those of you who are in the creative fields and also too are concerned about AI, depending on what field you're in. One of the cruxes of the strike is that the writers, this is out in Hollywood, professional writers are saying, hey, studios, I want you to promise that you're not going to use AI to do any writing, right? Essentially, you don't want to, replace us humans. And I think we could get a lot of these sort of protests going in the future with any number of industries where they're saying, hey, make the promise that you're not going to use AI to replace us. As a sort of near-term thing that's going to be happening, and you guys may see this, is some of your favorite shows may not be airing. So, like, I think some of the talk shows have already gone off. I know many of the, popular shows are also stopped production. So, just for example, I think Stranger Things has stopped production, and I know that's a popular show in their final season. you're going to hear more about this. And even Seth Rogen chimed in, right? This is Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen on WA strike. AI would have to be high to write anything good. And this goes back to the very beginning of sort of this discussion. And I want you to ask yourself, and I'm just sharing with you, what skills do you have that will ensure that you sort of survive this AI wave of job cuts, or AI, sort of revamping many of these industries. And the couple things that really stand out to me is, hey, if AI is coming, learn to program the AI, right? Hey, if AI is coming, learn to, make the drones that the AI is going to control. These kind of things, like jump on the wave and take advantage of it. Don't fear it. Be prepared. Or hey, if the AI is coming, you kind of know, okay, it's going to go after repetitive tasks. That means you need to really position yourself to be in the, more human relationship kind of tasks that AI can't replace, at least not yet. And also too, the sort of the type of tasks that require creativity that makes it difficult for the AI to replace you, right? So they're going to do the repetitive jobs, the more, menial tasks, these kind of things. But you're going to be upper level and sort of position yourself to where you're going to be okay. So I love sharing this stuff with you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. And the main question is sort of, what other jobs do you see AI replacing? I give you examples of fast food, accounting and stuff like that. And already some industries are fighting back. Say the writers are fighting back and say, don't use AI, etc. So appreciate your time. Please share your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.